What's up, world? Sorry about the disruption here. Today's show is definitely going to be about Trip Digital Radio and the content that we've already done. Got my man Dave on the phone. All right, man. So, yes. So, today's discussion and today's show, also sorry about the layovers too. This is my production layover, but I thought it would be appropriate to do this because I have the screen right here and I'm going to play a few things for you. So, up on the screen right now, I have a Trip Digital Radio interview with my brother King Shaw and King Soup. They both are dancers. They're into music. King Shaw dropped plenty albums, dropped plenty material that's out there. You can check him out, King Shaw. And Soup, he's a great dancer, so you should check out that. He does a lot with Vans. But this interview happened on April 11th, 2017. It was 3 years ago, actually. And these guys came in, and this was right before King Shaw went on tour with Beyonce. His life changed. And we're getting into some things about him coming to New York to find himself and to figure out and challenge himself to see what he wanted to do with his life. So we'll go from here and, welcome to the show. Trip Digital Radio, Sound Art Expression. Trip Digital Sound Art Expression, we're back live. I got my main man. And I say my main man because we go back a bit.
We go back.
Yeah.
And like the circumstances on how I met him, man, was just godly.
It was Buck.
It was but yeah. Speaking on it, let's go. Britty, but the evolution is King Shaw.
It's King Shaw,
Yes.
I had to just, go ahead and just tap that on the knuckles and fully accept the crown that I was given and blessed with.
Yes, sir.
I got a lot of brothers around me, so they see my journey.
Yes, sir.
They see my pain, my struggles, and they see my ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a trip, and I booked a job with Beyonce. I danced with Beyonce at Tidal.
Nice. Hold on.
Nice.
Recently?
Yeah.
About last year.
About last year. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
This era.
I would say like November.
Okay.
So it was somewhat recent. And I came home and one of the homies was like, man, King Shaw. And I was like, yo, that rings. I was looking for something to go on the fingers.
Yes.
I was like, I'm going to put that. And then it just started I believe that most of your tattoos start to represent you after a while. So if you look at King Shaw every day on your fingers, you start turning into that subconsciously.
Right.
To me, that's how I feel. But
Dope.
Yeah,
So let's go back to the DNA of it, man. Like how'd you even get into this entertainment thing? Because I gotta say entertainment because there's many dimensions to yourself.
Yeah, I swear I'm black, but I be feeling like a West Indian sometimes because I got so many hustles.
You done know.
Yeah, 'cause you
done know.
And the homies is Jamaican.
Man, them
That's
yardie.
the funny part about it. Majority of my homies is West Indian,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
a fact.
crazy to me.
Yes.
And I went on the lock journey, and I just felt like we just all kin spirits. But
Yeah.
it all started when I was 17. I was just a regular street dancer in LA, just crumping,
Yeah.
trying to find my glory. in
So
crump.
so for the people that's listening in
people
Chicago
that's
and New York,
yeah.
what is
Yeah.
crump?
Crump is a street dance straight based out of. It was birthed in Compton, California.
Okay.
And it has a movie called Rise that really goes in the depths of what crump is and the birth of it derives. People say it derives from so many different places, but it derives just from, I feel like, just that gutter street shit. You feel me? Mixed with a sprinkle of God in it.
Yeah. I mean, you look at it, it's like African dancing, man.
It's
The
a
rhythm,
warrior
man. It's
dance.
like
you can't call none of them dudes soft because if you look at it, you just want to fight somebody.
Yeah.
But it's all to let that fighting energy out in a good, positive way because it was birthed in the times of gangs. So and it really helped a lot of gang members out. I seen it firsthand.
Wow.
So doing that, you know what I'm saying? My older brother was diving into the choreography scene more so at the time.
Okay.
When I was in high school. And he booked this dope job with this artist by the name of Chris Brown.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that dude right there. Shout out to Chris, the bro.
Yes, sir.
But met Chris through my brother because, Chris, he lived with Chris in New Jersey for a little bit.
Okay.
So Chris was always so intrigued by this new dance from the West called Crump.
Yes.
So it just so happened his little brother Crump, and he danced with Chris. So when they came to Cali, he introduced us, and we just, I was introduced to the industry that way because I had a chance to see meetings like this, interviews like this with Chris, and get to be around it. You just a little high school kid, but you get to be around it. It really introduces you in a good fashion, and you want to pursue it more because you see how you can affect people's lives, and that's what I always try to pursue.
Okay.
So then it goes from there. I'm on tour, and I run into a drummer that was making beats at the time.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
So what tour was that? Because I know he got
close,
several albums.
It was Up Close and Personal.
Okay. All right.
And I was crumping at the time, and at the time all the crumpers was making beats. So I walked past his bus, and his bus was clapping off beats, something crazy. I'm like, God damn, who that? And I'm being young, I was just running up to niggas' buses and shit, like, yo, who the fuck is this kid? But I was so ambitious, and it turned out to be Neo's drummer. And it's crazy because I met him later and told him that he the reason why I do beats today.
What's his name?
What's his name? Yeah.
Oh shit, y'all gotta put me on the spot. I gotta remember.
Look it up for yourself.
I have to because I ran into him at another event. He still do his thing. He's like, dog, I remember you. And it was Neo's drummer, and he showed me Reason. He was on Reasons at the time. But at the time, all the crump was on Fruity Loops. So I went and bought Fruity Loops, and he showed me how to make my first beat on Reasons and shit. Went to Fruity Loops still instead and just pursued that for like a couple of years. And then I got an internship at Babyface Studio.
With the Edmond Group.
The Edmond Group. And at the time, Damon Thomas was up there. Yes. And he signed me to Pentagon Entertainment, which was under Babyface's situation. So I was over there for a little bit.
What were you doing there?
Taking out the trash and washing dishes.
Oh. Executive position.
Executive trash taker.
I was doing boss level shit. If you dig, But you dig. But was doing that. But at the same time, me being the hustler that I am, absolutely. Damon was shaking and moving. I like the way he moved, but he was breezing off. And I don't know if you remember this one piano type thing called the Nico. You remember that shit?
Yes.
And at the time, the Nico was it was like 10 grand, and I was just praying like, yo, if I get that, I swear to God, I'm Teddy Riley. You know what I mean? So he had that shit in the middle of his studio, and I'm just interning, and it's crazy because when I did the meeting with them, Damon knew me from Chris,
right? And
we in PF Chang's, and he like, yeah, don't you dance? Because Damon liked to dance. He started dancing in a restaurant. I just battled this nigga in a restaurant. Like just and he liked me so much that he was like, come, you can just eat time with us. Right.
There's room in there?
There's room. I was getting busy in there. Like, what you mean?
Let's get it.
Yeah, that shit got me the internship. Because if you went on the website, they said don't submit no resumes for internships or assistants.
Oh, wow.
And I was able
find
to
you type shit.
Yeah, so it was like a God thing. Like, yo, here you go. Just from my gift in dancing.
Right.
So that happened. He went to take a trip to Hawaii, and the Nico was just sitting there while I'm cleaning up, and I just slam out like 15 beats while he gone. I didn't know how to use Cubase. Went on YouTube, figured that shit out, and slapped off 10 beats.
That shit was hard.
Cubase was crazy.
So
that shit's
so the Nico had
engineer agreement.
It was only Cubase on it.
Yeah, the Cubase. Because I know it evolved to like Pro Tools and all that stuff later, but
facts. But
that shit
just
stayed like
down.
Cubase, and it got like more technical.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I remember the Nico.
But I figured my way through that motherfucker.
Through Timbaland. Cause I saw Timbaland had one. I was like, all right, what's the Nico all about?
Facts. And Polo the Don. So yeah, man, I'm like, all right, I'm about to just.
So you made beats and shit like that.
You fuck around and stumbled across them shits, and he was like, we're gonna sign you as a producer. So he signed me as a producer, So I was just producing songs like Rihanna and them at the time. Nothing really plays because it was all politics, but some things got on like Britney Spears and shit like that. But it was I was on low level type shit, so I was getting paid a couple $100. But I had an idea. Me and my boy at the time that was partnering in production. We went to this show, and I was like, bro, we can be artists. And then went to Damon about it, and then we became a group out of nowhere. Like I was like, yo, we was gonna be a songwriting team, but then we turned out to be the next Black Eyed Peas. That's how we were supposed to be the next NERD, but ain't none of us play instruments. So they just made us black because it was 3 dudes and a girl, and it was me and my homie 10 and then Mike J. he was a songwriter out of the whole camp of the Pentagon situation.
Okay.
That was the little bro at the time. We was all writing and shit. And then Destiny, this girl walked in, and then Damon was like, yo, y'all just come together. We do a couple songs. Babyface hears it.
Yeah.
And sends us to New York.
What's the group name?
It was called I Square.
I Square.
Yeah.
I Square.
Please don't look that up. Look, you go write it down.
There's a notebook. There's a notebook.
You've seen it before, Jay. You've seen it before.
Journey got the notebook out. It's over.
Jay,
That's what goes in. That's what goes in the
I
notebook.
know
gonna
he's seen
find
it
that.
before, man, because me and Jay met on meeting terms. So I'll just play it sometimes. But it was during the Kesha phase. So it was one of those groups.
Dr. Luke.
Like, yeah, and we was just spitting over shit. And I wasn't rapping at the time. They just made me start rapping. Like I started rapping at 19. Yeah, not too long ago, bro. Like I was all about the beats. But they just saw something in me and it was like, shit, just you writing these songs, just rap. So, it was cool for the moment. We went to New York, met L.A. Reid in Def Jam, like a crazy bidding war for us, like 6 labels. Then we ended with Interscope.
Okay.
Good
deal. Jimmy Iovine was there at the time?
Yep. It was a lot of politics. It was just things behind the scenes that just didn't work out, though. We had too many managers. We was young. It was just crazy. It was mayhem. Niggas was trying to everybody putting their hand in the pot. It was too much.
I don't think Babyface and L.A. Reid was doing well at that time.
And they wasn't.
They kind of fell out.
Because that was that. And if you look at it, Babyface and L.A. Reid and Def Jam is hip-hop, period.
Yes.
So they didn't know how to take to that wave. A lot of artists fell off at that wave. That's what I seen a lot of artists fall, and I was kind of on the rise. It was so crazy seeing how many of my artists that I looked up to just not around because of this phase right here.
Yeah,
and I always call it the disco phase.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It kind of came and went like that.
It came and went like that. So that was where it all started, and then to be honest with you, I was tired. I was the leader of the group.
Yeah.
I was 19. I was young. And I just had to go soul search for myself because I didn't like where I was at.
Yeah.
I wasn't true to the art of hip hop. And I grew up in that shit. And I'm like, this ain't me no more, yo. Like, this is too commercial. Like, it was just sickening. Like, it was to the point to where niggas was saying, like, it was a bad move and all that. Yeah. And it was the greatest move I ever could possibly do is just leaving a label. Yeah. Stepping away from a really major label to crazy deals. But, I stepped away. I just soul searched and did my thing and built along the way. Brothers came along. Yeah. And I basically have my own label. It ain't set in stone yet, but it's like a smooth 8 niggas I run with that we just go hard. We got clothing lines. We travel.
I see the 7 Life.
Seven Life. We got all A. We got bi-coastal boys. And I took that from Journey. I'm going to be honest with you because I heard that shit and I was like, yo, that's going to be a brand. And we're going to do a clothing line for you for that. For real.
Yeah, for real.
Nah, we already
bi-coastal boys.
Bi-coastal boys.
That's dope.
That's the thing. That's hot.
Yeah.
So we're going to sit down with you and we're going to do that.
It's better than the Billionaires Boy Club.
Low key.
Nah, we were just talking
Shout
about
out to them. Shout out to Pharrell, though.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pharrell. Look up to that guy, man.
Dave said that shit, and I said, dang, that shit is tight. He said, Journey made it. I said, dang, Journey fly for that.
Yo, back and forth, man.
Nah, we're going to sit down with you.
Pick up Priceline for them cheap tickets, yo.
Sure.
So, we got that. We shoot videos and just great blessings along the way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I've grown wiser with these locks that are on my head. Mm-hmm. And so last year was just a breakthrough year. I feel like so I left 2012. Yeah. I've been building since then. So that's like 5 years? Yeah. Yeah. That ain't too much. That ain't too long. But the things that I did along the way, like I met Journey. And Journey met me in a penthouse with a millionaire that wanted to invest into me.
Crazy.
Oh,
it's crazy.
That's where we met.
In New York?
Yes.
But Journey saw me walk away from that deal too.
Walked away, man. Like this dude. Let me tell him about my
I have a question too.
Go ahead. Ask him the story.
No, but let's hear the
and
story.
Before I say this, deals do be good, and I would take a deal, but like. It just be things niggas do that you be like, bro, I'm not doing that to myself. Yeah. I already walked away from something crazy.
Well, I'll jump into it then, since we're there. You're how old? I mean, at this point, when like the deals were coming in and you're kind of turning them down. And
the Interscope one when I was with them, I was 19.
19.
And then the one where he met me, I was about like 25, 26.
All right, so I think as an artist, I'm not an artist, but I work with a lot of artists.
Yeah.
That's got to be one of the toughest things. Or how do you, like, how mature do you have to be, like, to like really know, like, nah, this ain't the contract I'm signing, or like, yeah, you know what? As an artist, you want those deals, you know.
Yeah.
And back then, especially the deals is what you want, you know. Bring the pen, you know, bring the paper, let's sign.
I think
like that's dope. Like you had that maturity to just
facts.
be
I mean,
there,
I
you know
was
what
around
mean?
this artist named FaZe that used to do that, and I admire that because I did it off of the strength of just my gut feeling.
Yeah.
And I knew what type of time it was. Like I just believe in myself. So if you believe in yourself, I mean, you're not gonna sell yourself short.
So at the end of the day, if it feels funny, it probably is funny.
It probably is because they always pan out the way it is. I mean,
right.
Yeah.
I walked away from the main one, but the other ones kind of fell out because one where I met Journey, it fell out.
Yeah.
And I never left off bad blood. That's why I'm thankful. Yeah. Because we still sold it up, and it was always on the other person's part. That's how I knew it wasn't for me.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like they had shit they had to deal with. I was always set in stone and solid where I was at.
Yeah.
Not saying I'm the perfect person, but I just was like, yo, what's going on? They like, oh, I'm dealing with this, I'm dealing with that. And I always turned out to be their psychiatrist more than they artists. Like just guiding them through shit. Cause I guess I took such a hit at a young age, it made me wiser. Where it goes like, all right, I'm gonna take my time with this and think about my future more so. So that's why I'm now more so getting into investments and trying to buy real estate and all that. These are the conversations me and my homies talk about. Yeah. And to feed the art. Like this art ain't gonna pay me. No. I'm gonna do what I love. I'm gonna make money on the side, but this art, I'm gonna love on this art and do what I love.
And it's ongoing. It's perpetual. It just keeps.
Because when Journey met me, I was looking for somebody to invest in me.
Yeah.
And I didn't believe myself into make the money to invest in myself. And after I think Eric and then another person who opened, she was a good lady, but she just wanted too much from me. She wanted 20% for the next 20 years of my life.
Man.
Oh, wow.
That's a 360, 60, 60, 60.
Boy, that was I'm gonna be honest with you
come
though.
around 3 times.
That one,
Infinite 720.
Yeah.
I walked away from 3 in 2015, and that one crumbled me. I almost gave up. I remember I told you I almost gave up on music because of that. And I was just like,
it was a shady time, man.
It
around that time,
was,
and
though.
the business itself, like no one knew what the hell was what.
Facts.
You know, like streaming didn't have laws. I sit on the board of the Grammys, and we're still fighting with Congress to get like wages to streaming right now.
wow.
Yeah.
I mean, like a minimum wage, like, yo, you get $3 per spin or something like that. There has to be a wage, but the technology part is so brand new that no one really knows what to do. So this past 5 years in the music business has really been shady because executives are trying to look for ways to get paid. Yeah. And that's why a lot of artists are on tour forever.
It's shady, but it's also it's opening a lot of doors. Like we got to figure it out as independent artists.
Absolutely. It's back to the do-it-yourself joint.
In transitional phases, people go to their instincts. So they gonna get shady. I feel like everybody gets shady in that hunger stage, and that's why they get like
desperation.
I've stole food before.
They get so
He's hungry.
I boosted that Twinkie from 7-Eleven.
They get so creative. I don't know if the listener heard all of us. We had a real convo. They get so creative that's what builds the opportunities. You know what I'm saying?
The desperation
the
creates.
Hunger. Yeah, that's where hip hop came from. That's why we was just talking about this. Like we were talking about the new era and how, you know, niggas got that shit like, yo, the new era is so trash, and people feel like that. But I'm like, nah, it's probably at an infant stage of a new genre. We don't even know what it is yet. You feel me? Because we in a depression and don't even see it. We been in a Great Depression for a minute now. I don't know if we noticed. Yeah. So the recession is a slight depression, and this is what this one birthed. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really knock it because it might be historic in the future, or it will be historic in the future.
That's what's up, man.
Man, so all right, you got all these deals, you turn them down.
Yeah, man.
Because let me tell you this. Since I've known you, you've been always 25, but you were like 150 years older. I'm like, yo, this cat know a little bit more than what he's saying. But it's gonna take that experience of circumstance to bring that out. That's what it looked like, man. You had a lot of circumstances that you were approached with, and it just brought out the king. You know what I mean? It just like, yo, y'all really want me to go here?
Yeah.
And I've been, since I've known you, I've been like, yeah, go there. Son. Just go there.
He be round me up. He trying to keep it on the
Man,
humble,
yo,
dog.
I want
like,
this kid to go to war because it needs to be some disruption going on out here. And I think you're the proper soul to bring that. And people will forgive you for that in the end. Like you come so humble, but you come so large at the same time. So
I think when the time comes, it comes. You know what I mean? Like David, it took King David like what? He did his thing.
This is what makes you 150. Go ahead.
Do the 150 thing.
Because I can take my time because I just know stories and I know God. Like David, he faded Goliath at a young age.
Yeah.
But people think he was king after that. Nah, he did a whole journey and became king at 40. Wow. So the time takes time, you know, because Saul was king. And King Saul wanted somebody to play music and all that. And so he played music to King Saul to keep King Saul calm from his demon inside. So King Saul got to the place to where David, they'll go out, fade a whole tribe, and they'll come back and the women be like, Saul, we praise you. You killed 1,000 people. But David, we praise you more because you killed 10,000. So Saul got mad and tried to kill David. David ran away from Saul, did his wars, had his tribe, went through his journey, and Saul the whole time was trying to kill him. And that's where all the Psalms come from. Yeah. When Saul's like, God, why have you forsaken me? And it's like, nah, you got to go through a journey around the whole mountain to come back to get the crown. And just even how he got the crown was so solid. Like, that journey is gonna make me, you know what I'm saying?
To see it all.
And then that time comes where King Shaw is like, yo, we trust me, we in full effect right here. It's a silence. It's a silence before the storm. But you seeing empires crumble in front of our eyes. That's how you know openings is coming.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
So translate that into what you're doing like today, because like talk about the New York, the solitude that you went to New York to get, and then I just go from that point.
I think where I'm at right now, I'm so happy and joyful. So that's where the Beyoncés come in, because I went through such a journey and it gave me a sense of like tough skin to kind of say no and not fuck with people, right? I kind of held myself off. Like I got tight. Like, yo, I'm tired of this, man. Like, into the place where you ever get so mad you finally let go and laugh?
Yeah.
That's kind of where I got in life. Like,
But too, I gotta say this, man, about my man King Shaw. He's grown so much, man. It's so good to see people that you've met and they just got better and better and better and better and better and better with life. You know, he's a father now, you know, like his kid wasn't even born during this interview. He lived so much life in the last 3 years. And I'm sitting here watching this interview and I'm learning more about this interview than I learned when we did the interview. So these are the kind of keys to life on which I've learned while, turning into a host and broadcasting and so on and so forth, that Trip Digital Radio was done because it was about storytelling. It was about people looking at their lives as an important story and being able to tell that story on a platform like ours. Man, we didn't discriminate. I mean, we had everybody on there, and it was such a beautiful thing. So I want you to go to Trip Digital Radio on YouTube right now and check out the rest of that interview, because it gets really, really cool. I'm going to go into another interview, though, right now. I'm not going to give you too much. You got to subscribe. Hit that button right there, all right? We need more subscribers. Hit that button. Let me go back here and see who else we want to pull up here. And we're broadcasting live. Let's see. should we do? Let's do Ashe. Wow. Oh, that was just a promo. Got you. So let's go to more programming here. Okay. Skumm City, LA's finest. Let's go to this interview.
What's up, world? It's your man DJ Jerdy on Trip Digital Radio Sound Art Expression. Today we have Skumm City, two hip hop rap dudes met on the prison yard. How about that, right? Sun Tzu, dope one. Yo, check them out, man. They got an interesting story right here on Trip Digital Radio Sound Art Expression. Let's go.
I like that voice, man.
Yo, so you got to tell me, like Tiz said, you got to tell me what's behind the names.
Where's
Lucky
that?
Sun
Skumm
Tzu.
City,
Check them out. Because that's Zen.
Lucky Sun Tzu, yes, it's most definitely Zen. I guess it's a collaboration of just the way I've lived my life, way I've lived my life, and the tactical chances I've taken in my life.
Absolutely.
It was first just Lucky, and I added the Sun Tzu to it. You know what I mean?
Lucky parts.
Yeah. I most definitely, definitely been blessed, and but anyways, back to the name. It just has to do with the life that I've lived.
Absolutely.
And making tactical moves and being able to sit right here with you guys and talk about it.
Man,
I like that.
Survivor, right?
That's what's up,
Most
man.
definitely. I can relate.
We want to send another big shout out to my man Alberto Martinez for really setting this thing up, man, because we offered a partnership last time that we were here. And you may see a studio change here because we've been jumping studios since we've been with Dash. Dash is on hold right now because of the pandemic, but in these episodes you'll see a few different jumps from studio to studio. So we're in the basement of the old Dash radio building. Really cool situation set up. They have the round table. I'm sitting like below, but it's a really cool setup. And Skumm City, check them out.
Yes.
That anybody that comes through the Flourish and Prosper platform, that they have a house here. So, our home is your home. So welcome.
Hey, thank you very much. Thank you for having us. Most definitely. Much love.
Yes, indeed. So let's go into it. How this group come together, man? Skumm City.
Okay, I'm gonna take this one right here. So how this group came together was, I'm gonna take it back to 2006. I'm sitting on the Calipat 4-yard. We're on lockdown. We're going at it with the fucking cops and shit. They killed one of the homies and shit. So we're on a fucking lockdown. It's on site with the cops, and I'm in a cell. I'm locked in the cell. It's locked down, like I said, and we had a hole in our cell. And I had some neighbors. There was a homie, Spantos from Eastside Metro, and the homie Lonely from Northside Longo. And we had nothing but time, so we'd fucking tell these freaking stories, man. We'd tell these grimy ass stories, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
About, females, hood shit, just grimy shit that you don't even want your mama to hear about, you know what I mean? Your mom hear about this shit.
Close your ears over there.
Earmuffs.
Your mom hear about this shit, you know what I mean? It's a rap, you know what I mean? But anyways, I would tell these stories. We ain't got nothing but time, and we reflect on the good times, the bad times, what we're doing. We're on the streets, you know, and fucking. I guess I had the grimiest stories. And
He became scum. He was the scumbag.
Scum of the earth.
I wake up one morning and the homie next door is fucking hollering at me through that hole we had in the concrete cell, and he goes, "Hey, scum!" He shut you out. What's up, scum? He goes, "Hey, scum, wake your ass up, fool." I said, "I don't give a fuck, homie. This is Skumm City on mines, homie." And that's where it started, my boy. I got out. My cousin just got done serving a bid as well.
Yeah.
He was doing music. This is my blood cousin.
Yes, sir.
He was doing music and shit. We family. You know?
Came together. We came together and just started making heat.
Word,
We just started making some Skumm music.
Right.
And then we called it Skumm City, and it was gone from there, though.
That's what's up, man.
It's grimy shit. I like to see it's a collaboration of, you know what I mean, punk rock, hip hop, rap shit, you know what I mean?
Underground death rap.
Yeah, underground shit, you know what I mean, too?
I like to call it that, dog.
Damn.
Yeah.
I like to call it that. We call it punk
like
rock,
that.
hip hop,
That's
Okay.
what's up.
underground death rap.
Okay.
But I feel like, you know what I mean, like punk rock and hip hop are the most outspoken platforms in music.
Yeah, that's
you know
just
what I mean?
very rebellious
Yeah.
too, man.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and you know, and I'm glad you agree on that. That's my opinion. You know what I mean? Some people may not agree with that. You know what I
Nah,
mean? You
shit
know?
ain't pretty.
Yeah, exactly. So
The streets ain't pretty, dog.
Nah.
The streets ain't pretty. They scum,
They
dog.
grimy.
That's
Yeah.
what's
We
up.
embrace it. We
yeah,
embrace
so
it,
you know what I mean? Like we're not making radio play shit. You know what I mean? We I think Best Summer Ever might be the closest to a radio play cut we got. You know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
and you guys can be the judge of that, and as well as the audience. You know what I mean? And you know, but anyways. You know, we just making underground music. We make music that we like. We make music that we want to bump in our shit. You know what I mean? And if people want to get with it, they get with it. If they don't get with it, then hey, it's all good. We playing what we want to hear.
It's Skumm City, baby.
Can
It's
I
all
make
about
fucking
that.
like, you know?
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Like-
do what you want to,
No,
man.
but we got to introduce this cat right here. Wait. You got to tell us about your name too,
Okay.
first and foremost,
All right,
and then
they
let's
call
take
me
it
Dope One.
Dope One.
It'll be real quick, dog. You know what
Nah,
I mean?
nah,
Nigga,
nah,
like,
nah,
damn,
man.
Take your time.
Show.
man.
Yeah, dog. My name started off as Dopey, like in 7th grade. You know what I mean? That's when in the 90s when shit was kicking off and all the gangbang shit, whatever, dog. So then I started fucking flowing and rapping, and it was turned into Dope One, dog. Instead of Dopey, it was like, damn, homie, fuck Dopey, you're Dope One, homie. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I like that, dog.
Yeah.
So I stuck with that, homie, and I
That's
kept
what's
the
up.
name ever since, and I'm trying to live up to it with my rhymes.
So tell me this, like, what was the first when y'all rejoined? Y'all
Yeah.
got together as family, as cousins, and started doing this music shit.
Yeah.
What was y'all first joint that y'all ever did? What was y'all first song? What was the first song?
Man, I think it was
Taking You Back.
I think it was called LA Style or some shit like that.
So y'all fresh out the joint, like what was y'all
Yeah.
first joint?
Because he was on some prison shit, and I was
Yeah.
already recording, so I was like,
Yeah.
nah, hold on, let's try to get something that flows better. He was like, all right,
He's
all
like,
right, no, let's do
I
that.
got some
then.
shit to get off my chest.
He was like, all right, then let's do that. But no,
That
but
shit
the
is
songs
pent up
came
in
out
here,
dope
baby.
as fuck.
He was making some real nice music.
Yeah.
And he
Came in bright,
no,
you know?
no.
Wait, hold on.
Did
What
you
do
see
mean,
how he segued into
like
that?
this shit was
He was
sunny.
doing some really nice
This shit was
music.
real sunny.
This
Palm
is, something,
trees.
this is something that I told him back then, man. You know what I mean? And I don't know if he remembers this freaking conversation we had, but I said, Big Dog, I said, you making this cool ass shit you can bang in the club, homie, but they don't even let your ass in the club, homie. And every time you
that
go
part.
to the club, homie, you get kicked the fuck out, homie.
That
And we
part.
did. But every time we were at the club, he was on stage performing with me. You know what I mean? So it's all good. It's all love.
Yeah.
But
No,
anyways, we
there
met
was
in the
some
middle.
heaters.
We met in the middle. You know what I mean?
We ended up meeting in the middle, and that's how Skumm City just came to fucking part. And we both agreed on something that we loved,
That's what's
and yeah, that shit came apart. And right now, this is our 3rd album. It's the hardest album we ever dropped.
Hey,
Oh,
real quick
man.
on
That's what it's
on the hurricane tip though. Shout out to
Yeah.
everybody in Houston.
Yeah, that part.
Where we at?
Yeah.
Also too, where we at?
Florida,
Florida.
Puerto
Yeah.
Rico.
Everywhere it's
Rico,
heavy.
Dominican.
Puerto Rico.
most
Oh, in Mexico yesterday. with
Mexico
the,
got hit
Mexico.
too.
There you go.
Yeah.
Shout out
Man,
to
I'm
all
All
telling
shit
shit.
going on in the world, man.
Prayers out.
Yeah, there is.
It's a lot.
Man, here's the thing, man. I think that, it's up to the artists to take responsibility because we got so much platform out
Yeah.
here, man.
Thank
Much
you.
word in the world.
So much word in the world, man. I think that, it's just good for artists to step up and start speaking about this stuff in the
Hell
music,
yeah.
man. We had a eclipse, a fucking
After that,
hurricane,
everything took
and an
hell.
earthquake.
But
But it's
Yeah.
like, come on.
But then I
What's going on in the
still
world?
want to get into one more thing that's out there too. This
Go ahead.
this bullshit that's going on with this DACA too.
Yeah.
See, that's some other shit that's going on
Yeah,
too. So
exactly.
it's not even just the forces of nature;
Everything
it's the
just
forces of
happens, and
man
we're about to
too.
get
So
bombed.
we got to come through.
Let's not
Fires
forget
popping, like,
Equifax.
there's a whole thing that's going on right now. There's a whole shutdown that's going on right now that
I don't even
we
know.
need to pay attention to.
Yeah, most definitely.
And
I
you
don't
as
even know if
artists.
it's right now to put an album out right now with all this bullshit going on in the world. You know
Hey,
what I mean?
but you
Yeah,
gotta
but
speak on
people
it.
need to be
Yeah.
outlets.
But
People
hey,
need to be distracted right now.
That's
So-
why
it's
we
it's
called.
a distraction.
That's
most
why
definitely.
we're called Skumm City.
Man.
That's
Dirty
it.
bastards.
Yeah.
Putting those motherfuckers on blast.
You got to. You got to be able to speak up on that for
Put them on
sure.
blast.
Yo, so check this. Going back into the joint that we just played, Murder Capital. What were y'all speaking about? Were y'all speaking about L.A. or like where you from? Like an experience?
Murder Capital was kind of just like everything that's going on in the world right now, as far as a lot of motherfuckers getting murdered by the cops,
Yeah.
and it's just like, you know, anybody could get murdered, and you don't even have to have a reason to get murdered. You're just, you know, this is Murder Capital.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers are getting murdered on the streets by their own fucking people that are supposed to be protecting them and whatever it is, though. We're just, you know,
That's very true.
streets.
Yeah.
I felt
That's
like
crazy.
it was. I felt like it was a good horror story. You know what I mean? You know, sometimes you make love stories. Sometimes you make horror stories. You know what I mean? And we were
Yeah.
just with Halloween coming up and all the bullshit that going on the streets and this and that and shit we've been through.
And then
whoop,
that's
whoop,
why-
whoop, you know what I mean?
that's
It's a
also-
collaboration of all kinds of
That's
shit. you know
also
what I mean?
how we came to.
Yeah.
That's also how we came to Best Summer Ever, because it was like, hey, you know, we just made a hard song that was crucial. So how you feel about making some positive shit real quick?
Right.
Yeah.
So then we came to Best Summer Ever, and we're like, all right, let's do that then.
That's what's up, man. It's cool that you guys you know, y'all start off with some hard and then make it. It's like yin and yang. You make a balance of it, man. And that's what I'm seeing from you two cats, man.
Yeah.
Like he's bringing the hard. You were already working on something. You were seeing the sunshine, the
Yeah.
palm trees, and everything. You were living a life in LA, and y'all came together and made this balance, man, which is cool, man. And then it was a natural force that came together, like with this Skumm City.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like with your man's. Is he out right now? Your man's that called you over the Skumm?
Oh no, them dudes were stretched out, big dog.
Oh,
them dudes
shit.
were lifers. Yeah,
Ah, word.
those dudes were lifers, and they will. You know what I mean?
Well, I hope we can get to
Damn.
them, man, and you be able to shout them out,
Know what I'm
man.
saying?
That's
They'll be
great.
proud.
Definitely. And I gave them a shout out too. You know what I mean? I said they. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't give their governments, but I gave them their fucking block.
That's
names.
okay.
You know?
That's okay.
And
They
that's
know.
good enough. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if they ever catches any of it, they'll be like, "Damn, the homie ain't lying. This is a true story." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
That's
it's
what's up,
all
man.
love and it's all respect. And I think about them dudes all the time and shit,
Yeah.
man, because you know, you sometimes, you know what I mean? Like I was in a position where I was sitting in that fucking cell and I'm months to the crib. You know what I mean? And these
Yeah.
dudes ain't ever to the crib.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just it can be any one of us, man. It can be one fucking night, dude.
Yep.
I got a homie. We got a homie that fucking
Mike.
left the venue recently. You know what I mean? A couple months back, he left the venue. You know what I mean? The homies were with him and shit, dog. You know what I mean? After they rocked the show, whatever. Left with his old lady and shit. Had too much to drink.
Yeah.
I don't know the situation. I don't want to tell a story that I don't really know. But what the end of the story is that he got himself in a situation that ended up a manslaughter. You know what I mean? Car accident.
Right.
Man.
Car accident. You know what I mean? You know, and so I'm just saying, like, I hate to use that as an example. You know what I mean? Because but anyways, that was just recent. It's recently in my head. But man, you never
real
know,
life.
man.
You never
You
know.
never
Real
know
life.
when it can just like your whole world can end. You know what I mean? And it can just be like, yeah, it's crazy.
That's fine.
Man, well, I mean, that's one reason why, man, we got this platform that's rocking, man, because I mean, it's about the music, but it's more about who the people are that's doing the music, man. What are these stories that come from? Because you don't just get up one day and just start making music. I mean, you got to go through a ton of shit and then be like, all right, I got to speak about this. You know
You
what I
got
mean?
something to say.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
That's
All the
what
time,
it
you
is,
feel
man.
like just I'm putting up the mic. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. You can never be finished though.
Yeah.
You always gotta pick up the mic again and be like, nah, dog, I'm back on. I want to do it again.
Yeah.
I want to make another heater, dog. Let's do it. And it's it's not about the money. It's about the culture. It's about what the fuck we live every day.
Word up.
It's therapeutic, man.
Yeah,
It's
There you go.
therapeutic.
that as well.
It's feel good, you know what I mean? Like you're having a bad fucking
is
day.
our therapy.
There's been times that, I'm having a fucking bad fucking day. I mean, all right, here we go, Friday night. I'm gonna just hit the studio and shit.
Yeah.
I walk out that studio, man, I'm feeling like $1 million. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I got
Yeah.
everything
play
I
it
had,
in the car.
everything I had built up, everything that was on my chest, you know what I mean? It's out the motherfucking door and we starting Saturday on a new motherfucking foot.
And we
you know what I mean?
There you go.
bumping it all the way home, and we bumping this Saturday morning, right when we wake up. Dog.
Like you bumping into your girls like tired of this shit. Turn that shit off. Playing that shit again. Fuck. Kids start memorizing these bad fucking lyrics and shit. You know what I mean? Like, hold up. All right, let me turn the volume down. I mean, they ain't supposed to be hearing all this shit.
Yo, but the streets are real, man. It's either that or something destructive, man.
Exactly.
You know? So you gotta honor that outlet, man. Yo, I didn't ask this, man. LA's a big place, man. What part of LA y'all from?
All right, I'm from Highland Park, Northeast Los Angeles.
Highland
Yeah.
Park.
Yeah.
From the SGV, San Gabriel Valley, all around that motherfucker.
That's what's up.
I'm gonna bounce around all around.
We represent
Yeah.
both areas most
Yeah.
definitely. We got homies on both sides. We got we got a nice little support system on both sides. So we
Word.
representing.
Word, yeah.
I like that.
It's music shit, man. It really diverses everything, man. Like when you into music, man, you love Long Beach, you love Compton, you love all parts, man.
Yeah, most definitely.
They be on
The
that
whole West
sectional
Coast.
shit only when they don't step into this universal game, man. So
That's right.
big up entire LA, man. That's fucking with this music
Yeah,
stuff,
because
man,
this stuff
this is all
transcends,
love.
man.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
It's
the
a
whole West Coast.
It's a tough game in LA too, man. You know what I mean? It's grimy, you know what I mean? It's like
is.
damn, like, some people sometimes your neighbors don't want to support, you know what I mean? Motherfuckers are hating, you know what I mean? It's just LA is tough, man.
Yeah.
It's tough, and it's crazy because you can go to another fucking state, man, and motherfuckers will just
Love.
love you, you know what I mean?
Oh,
they
yes.
embrace you, you know what I mean? And then you go back to the hometown, and you got all the hard cats in the back of the club holding the wall up and shit, you know what I mean? You know, but low key they kind of bobbing their head though, you know what I mean? But they got the neck brace on, so their neck
show
ain't
you.
moving too well, you know what I mean? Motherfuckers. Fuck you, you know who the fuck you are.
That's real talk, though. That's real
Quit
talk.
holding the
Hey,
wall.
hey, a bunch of motherfuckers are watching this shit right now.
Oh,
They
yeah.
just went to
Now
another
turn
video
that shit
right
off
now.
right now.
Hold on. I got something else. Who's texting me right now?
talking about
400 views just dropped.
Hey, motherfuckers, there's no doubt. You know what? We went through I'm gonna tell a short little story.
Go ahead.
We went through a time. It was crazy because when we first got into the scene, the LA underground scene,
Yeah.
we had to climb this mountain. And when we climbed this mountain in the scene, every show we did, there was riots jumping off, fools were getting shot, motherfuckers were getting stabbed. It was just like, I was like, damn, like what the fuck is going on?
What year was
right-
that? What year was
This started. We started
06,
06.
I
end
missed
of
it.
06, 07. You know what I mean?
8,
on-
9,
and-
all the way up to like 12. Damn.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And but it's a trip though. Trip this on this real quick. We hit the peak of this mountain where all that shit it cut out.
Disappeared.
Levels out.
It disappeared.
Right.
And we started coming off the stage and motherfuckers were like,
Yes.
"What's poppin'?"
Yeah.
That's what
Dope.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
supposed to be.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know what's
That's
crazy?
supposed
Because you do
Yeah.
different crowds. You know what I mean? You do the homie crowds.
Yeah.
And motherfuckers are just too hard. Like we would do the brother. We fuck with some promoters. You know what I mean? And it would be all brothers. We'd be the only Hispanics on the fucking on the venue. You know what I mean? Doing a show and on the whatever. And motherfuckers, brothers will tell you if they like you or if they don't like you. You know what I mean? The homies, you know what I mean? They'll fucking like, you gotta like read their face like, dog, did you like that shit or what? You know what I mean? Like,
Hey, yo, use transparency, motherfuckers.
yeah, right?
Please. Yo,
Shouldn't have to reach your emotions, man.
Yo, I got a question though for you guys. When you, with that being said, you're looking at these people. Who was the people that when you was coming up that influenced you and what you're looking at now? Because I hear a little bit of some Cypress in there. I hear a little bit of B Real in there. I hear some Exhibit in there. That's what I'm hearing. But what was it that was coming through you? Because everybody had that. Mine was Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul, and people said that's what I loved.
Yeah.
And that would transcend through my movement and what I did through your music. Who started you out in the game and got you really, really?
Mine was like Metallica,
Dope.
Nice.
RBL Posse, and Wu-Tang. And then when I started growing up, it was like Tupac and Ice Cube and all the West Coast shit.
Yeah.
And then it went from there. But metal was always involved in our shit. It was always involved in our shit.
That's hot.
That's
hot.
Yeah, I
What
was.
about you, Luck?
Yeah, my influence, it started off real hardcore with a little Madonna. And then I ran.
Hey, yo, don't front on McDonald's. I said McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Are you hungry?
Somebody
I'm loving
hungry.
it.
That was a bad bitch. That was a bad bitch.
Hey,
McDonald's a bad bitch. Okay? I'm telling you. Go ahead, man.
love that bitch.
Go ahead.
Got me thinking about it right now. Got me all fucked up.
Hey, you must be my lucky star.
Oh, I'm feeling like a virgin right now.
There you go.
Hey,
Go ahead, dog.
That's
Go ahead.
hilarious.
all right, my bad about that retarded ass shit.
Hey.
Let's get away from that shit.
Hey, we jokesters up in here, man.
It's all
Let
good,
it go,
man. That
baby.
shit. Hey, my shit is I grew up on. I like DMX. I like The Doors. I like DSI, which is a death metal band. You know, but DMX, man, you know that it just when he first put his first album out, man, it really moved me and shit, man. You know what I mean? So sometimes I'll put music out and people will hear a little of that in it, you know, just because it moved me so much in my early years in life. And you know what I mean? You know, hey, dude's a fucking great artist and
Yeah.
you know, everybody likes what they like. I mean, but that's what moves me. You know what I mean? That's what influenced me.
That's what's up.
I mean, shouts to the whole crew over there, man. They put in work, man. Swiss Beats, all those guys, man. They put in work, man, to create that DMX, that artist. So yeah,
most definitely.
Rough Riders.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. So what's next for you guys, man? You got the album that just dropped, and it's on pre-order right now on iTunes. You can go get that right now. What's the name of the album?
Yeah, get that Skumm City, SKUMM City. There's actually a punk band called Skumm City, and they spell it with one M. Make sure when you guys go check that out, get that album. It's 2 M's.
Double M.
Double M, yes. And
The
the
double M in
see
that
that.
bitch.
Get
and
that
the
shit
album
right
is
there,
called
baby.
Kingdom of Savages.
That is.
Kingdom of
That it is.
Savages.
He gave you a poster, man. You ain't even
Can
get
I
to see
show
it.
it on mine?
Yeah.
Let me see this, man.
Yeah, you didn't even get to check that out. I've been hogging it.
See, this is the work of Flourish and Prosper, Alberto. Did Alberto make?
Nah,
Yes.
my boy.
Oh,
the logo's on there, but
logo's on there.
That's
he
a
didn't make
great
that?
photo.
Man, this shit is
It's dope.
This is art.
You guys look like you have stories to
Where-
tell.
where'd you guys
Cruz.
take this
That's
picture?
Lyric Cruz right there.
Where's that?
That's Lyric Cruz as well. You know what I mean? That's We took that picture. What? A few weeks back?
Yeah.
About a month ago or so?
Where was it?
Going on a month this weekend, yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
this is crazy.
Yeah,
man.
it came out dope, man. We're really happy with the product, man. We got these 17 tracks on this freaking album, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we just gonna start moving.
That's
We're
a
gonna
lot of
start
work,
moving.
man. 17 tracks. That's a lot of work on that.
17
Good
tracks,
stuff,
yeah.
man.
17 tracks, man. We're really proud of it, and we really
Some hard.
put in some hard work onto it, man.
How long
Yeah.
did it take you to complete this album?
Wow. That question. So, you want me to answer that?
I'm putting you guys on blast now. Sorry.
You want me to answer that, or you want to get that?
I mean, it took a while. We're just trying to,
17
We
tracks,
just didn't.
man.
We wanted to make sure that everything on the album was right.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's one song on there that we can disagree and say, no, we don't. We shouldn't have put that on the album.
Right.
So we're happy with every song that's on the album.
We feel it's a polished product. You know what I mean? And you gotta hey, check it out. Like, we underground artists. So we got a fucking day job, dog. You know what I mean? We got a day job, man.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? This is something we love outside of life, you know, but a part of our life, a big part of our life, you know what I mean? So on that note, you know what I mean? We got to live outside of this until the day that we can, you know what I mean? You know, we can flourish and prosper off of this.
That's right. There you go.
How would you say your approach changed to doing this album versus the first two?
A lot, you know what? A lot. Life lessons. You know what I mean? I've you know, the first couple albums were recorded out of fucking trap houses and shit. You know what I mean? You know, and it was a different mindset. I know there's some crazy shit talked in this album, but it's reflections of you know what I mean? Of
those times.
Of those times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and there's reflections of present times as well. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. So this album was made in the purest form of the individuals that we are.
Yeah.
You know,
It's some grown
if that
man
makes any
shit.
sense, as grown men,
Yes,
It's grown
indeed.
man music.
Yes,
paying,
indeed.
paying bills, taking care
Don't
of
listen to it
responsibility.
in front of your kids.
You know-
We're not gonna dance around in the kitchen.
Nah, that's real talk,
that's
man.
real.
I mean, it takes experience, and that's what I think. We talk about this all the time. Me, Tiz, Emiraj, our brother Lester. We talk about this all the time, man. Kids step up to this plate, and they ain't got no experience, man.
Right.
They're talking about things that
Surface.
they want to happen, or they
never
saw the
been through.
men's, go through, or something like that. But it's good to have that as this platform. As you guys going through it, you get a chance to put it in song form, man. So salute that, man. I'm definitely gonna buy the album.
Appreciate
Definitely
that.
gonna
Appreciate that.
support
Yeah,
it
most
and buy it,
definitely.
man. Yeah. So what was behind that track, man? The Life We Live. That's another story from the streets, or
I would say the life we live has to do with just freaking trying to, trying to survive, trying to get out the fucking gutter, you know what I mean? Freedom, dreams, hustle, go, you know what I mean? Like just trying to, inspiring, if not others, ourselves, you know what I mean?
Right.
To do better, to be better, to get the fuck out of the situation that we might presently be in if it's not a good fucking situation, you know what I mean? So I believe that's my interpretation of the song.
yeah.
I follow him. He's the one who came up with the idea of it, and it was just, what hit me was the take life from me, no, we ain't going nowhere, Skumm City motherfuckers, and that was like a tribute to
All the
his
shit we've been
sister
through.
and my cousin, that passed away, and you take life from me, no. No, like we don't like that,
Yeah.
It's a fight for
we
life.
ain't going nowhere.
Fight for life.
Yeah.
Like every day we fight to live.
So that's
Every
how
day
I
we
saw
fight to survive. You know what I mean? If you like to think it or not, you might be sitting on the fucking couch watching fucking TV and can't get out the couch, but there's something in you that's still trying to you don't want
Life from me,
yeah, you're still
Yes,
trying to
exactly.
fight to live, you know what I mean? You want to see the next day at least.
Yeah.
I do. I think everybody else does right
I'm
here
with
as well,
you.
right?
Yeah.
I'm a fight too.
See, this is why I love music, man.
Yeah.
It's so motivational, man. You can get everything if you're not a bookworm after listening to music, man. Something is wrong, man, because y'all educating people, man. You're making people look into things, man. You're shouting out different people. I mean, you're talking about the different experiences and stuff like that, man. So music has always had this educational piece, man, and hip hop alone speaks of that, man, because there's so many things in that you guys are saying in it, man. So, and keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep doing what you're doing,
Yes, sir.
man.
Appreciate that, man.
I mean, keep motivating these kids out there to be better, man. That's what's up, man. But we got this other cat up in here, man. He was here before. We were hollering before. He's family and stuff like that, man. Thanks for bringing these guys through, because it's a domino effect of greatness that's happening. But
Definitely.
yo,
Big Fats.
give Big Fats a round of applause, man. You know what I'm saying?
What's good,
He's
baby?
been chilling over there being patient, man. Let another cats get
I've
their
been
shine.
enjoying myself because this
Yeah.
motherfucker's crazy.
Yeah.
And I dig dudes.
Takes one to know one. I hear you.
Yeah. And, I'm excited, man, because
Word.
we got a good opportunity going right now. And it's a lot better than other motherfuckers got. So, like, I'm really grateful for it.
Yeah.
And I wanted to try to spread it around with my folks that I like and I dig and I respect their music. We camp.
Yeah.
We go deeper than just homies. We camp. Like,
Right.
we home team right here. So, like, I had to Mando, I'm gonna try to bring these cats in. I got two more, Lyric Cruz and Jay Cass. I'm waiting on them. We're gonna try to bring them into the fold. It's super creative camp, like it's. I really respect the angles because for one, super solid peoples. Like word is born out here. Like back in the day, and I respect that shit. See, we all share like one super solid homie.
27 junkies is in the
20s,
building.
we junkies,
I
baby.
see the show.
Oh yeah.
But Burst Rock, Johnny Servin is he's our hub, and
He's our rock, homie.
He's our rock, and that's how I know these cats. And we're all San Gabriel Valley, not we're all, but Johnny and my boy right here, his cousin, his other cousin.
Yeah.
We're all San Gabriel Valley cats, and we grew up around each other. I didn't necessarily know them, but we all grew up around each other, and they're all home team to me.
Yes,
so
sir.
like Johnny's a real stand-up dude. He got a cool-ass group. If you know somebody that know Johnny, you already know they're solid because otherwise he don't mess with them. So as soon as I knew these cats was his homies, I was like, oh, cool. We haven't even known each other that long, but like a few years, couple years.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, me and Lucky don't always get along. But we get along, but we don't always agree.
It means you guys are
That's a part of
different between each other.
That's part of being an artist.
That's a collaborative
But
thing.
this is
creative
good.
differences,
This
man.
is super good, solid people, man.
That's what's up,
and
man.
Name is 100 out here. You know, like people don't. There's not a lot of good artists that are also 100 like that. You know, and I got a lot of respect for these cats.
Man, so Big Fats, man. How this song come along, man? That you're in drugs.
Well,
are we talking about like drugs?
Honestly,
that'd be too simple. That's too simple.
I mean, because the shit is dope.
That's
dope
too simple.
over here.
well,
I'm dope one, but I won't give you one. You know what I mean? Like, you want one? Nah, dog.
I was really with
my
it.
shit.
As soon as Lucky told me, he says, it's called drugs, but it's like, what's your drug? You know, because like that's
a junkie thing.
That's a junkie thing. You know, like because we're the junkies and the shit is like
With the 27
what's your
junkies.
fix? You know,
Right,
so
right.
like we broke it down individually. You know, like his was can I say? Give it up.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Yeah, his is his old lady. You know,
Okay.
mine was the music.
Yes, sir.
And his
Mine
was
was the music and the same shit.
and we try to do it exactly what our fix is, you know.
Yeah.
As soon as he presented it like that to me, I was like, man, I like that. I could really get
That's
on
a
board.
dope concept,
You know, like
man.
so. As soon as I heard the beat, I was like, yeah, I could fuck with this.
And I think once you hear the song and you know the concept,
Yeah.
then the song kind of makes more sense than somebody who hasn't heard the concept.
and it's a
they're
little,
like,
and it's a little, it has a little
drum
more,
song.
it has a little better pace than the songs that I normally do myself.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
So I said, okay, this is something that I've been trying to get myself to do is to get
Yeah.
get on these little bit quicker beats with a little bit more movement to them. So you know, because
So we tied him up.
I like some old ass.
So we tied him up.
You don't
put him behind the mic.
kid. Nah, you know, like I'm on super slow, like 92, like, but I feel it, you know. So, but
We brought him in like Hannibal Lecter, and we put him in front of the mic, and we're like, motherfucker, you're gonna spit a verse about drugs, and we're out of here. If you want to go home.
We had the shot collar on him. Hey, real quick, shout out to Frankie Knuckles on this beat right here.
Yeah.
Frankie Knuckles.
Frankie Nuts.
and a cat
Like the Frankie Knuckles?
Frankie Pistolas, he had to change it because of the Frankie Knuckles.
Yo, I was like,
Frankie Pistolas.
Wait, hold on. He didn't
We'll
have
edit
to
that out.
change.
Like,
He didn't
damn.
have to change it, but for just to, you know, what I mean, for this conversation not to rise, Pistolas.
Yeah.
yeah.
but
Homie still
Pistola.
solid though.
and shout out to Lil V. He recorded us.
Yeah, Lil V.
Lil V.
Lil V.
That's what's up, man.
From Still Banging.
He's at my studio right now. He's at Studio 60 right now, putting it down.
On that note, man, tell them where you can find yourselves,
Yes,
man. Tell the people where they can find you on Instagram.
You can find me at Lucky Sanzu, everything. Facebook, Instagram, everything.
Oh,
Lucky,
that shit.
Make sure to spell that out just for
yeah,
spell
Lucky
out for 'em.
Sanzu was spelled LuckySuntzu. Lucky Sanzu. Holla at your boy one time. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. Go cop this freaking album, man.
Skumm City. And you can
Yes.
find Dope One at Studio 60 Junkie on the motherfucking net. Everywhere is Studio 60 Junkie. And also on YouTube, just look us up, Skumm City, SKUMMCITY.
Dope.
Yes, sir. How about you, Big Fats?
Shit, you could get me at Aaron J. Caloris. Because I got all my government shit.
Government.
All my government shit. Because
We
I
know
want
you better
everybody
now.
to figure it out. You know, like
At
I don't want
ChristianMingle.com.
I don't want to. This ain't
You find
this ain't about farmersonly.com. Aaron J. Caloris. No.
Hold up. What the fuck's going on right now?
All right.
What happened right now?
Christian Mingle.
Nah,
What's going on, dog?
Actually, none of that shit. Aaron J. Caloris. This is Facebook.
It's the homie Big Fats.
Fats Illuminati on Instagram.
Fats Illuminati and J Course.
I got a couple things.
You can call me all kinds of shit.
We need your phone number too, big dog. Give me your phone number.
SoundCloud, you can catch me Big Fats.
555
FATS.
Yes, sir.
Spell that
Fats,
SoundCloud
man.
one more time.
It's SoundCloud Big Fats. BIGFATS. No space.
No space.
No space.
No space.
Scum City.
Yo,
Kingdom
man.
of Savages.
27 judges.
CDs dropping.
50 racks.
That's all you need to know.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Cop
good
that.
stuff.
Cop that album. Cop that album.
Please cop that album, man. Yo, support the artists, man.
Yo.
Support the artists. Yo, but hey, guys, thanks for coming out,
you.
man.
Don't we have one final question?
I do. We gotta
Oh,
get. We gotta
shit.
hit it. I gotta hear this. No, you gotta understand. I've been waiting on this. I gotta hear what this is. I
Short
gotta hear this.
story. Starting with you. What's your superpower?
What's my superpower?
Yes.
Oh,
One thing.
Not what you want it to be. What is it now?
I would be invisible.
Boom. Yo, Sanzu, what's your superpower?
He's channeling it right now.
Damn, that's a fucking awesome fucking question, big dog. That's a great question.
Yes, sir.
Superpower. What
I
the
picked the
fuck is
best
my
one. I'm
superpower?
invisible, bitch.
Invisible. That's
Go
no, I
anywhere.
like that one. I like that invisible. So we had one superpower. If I had one superpower, what the
Nah.
fuck is
It's
going
what-
No. What
What
is your
is
superpower?
your current
What are you
super?
blessing people with now?
Yes, sir.
What am I blessing people with right now? I'm blessing
Same
people
shit.
with, I would say I'm blessing people with realness. I'm not going to bullshit you.
Yeah.
That's my superpower.
Realness.
Yeah. I like
I
that.
can believe that. I can believe that.
I
You
like
got a
that,
story.
Prime.
But it's, man, it can be a detriment to me sometimes.
Hey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Cause
Superpowers.
Not
are.
everyone
It's
loves
like
your
that.
superpowers.
It's like that.
But hey,
It's like
Yeah.
that.
You know what I mean?
Big Fast, what's your superpower? I know we asked this before.
It's
still love?
still love, man.
Still
It's
love.
Still love.
I'll never forget it.
Invincible realness and love.
Yeah,
Yes.
and last time I said I love my folks, and,
Yeah.
and my girl's like, you don't love? Of course I love you, baby. So I love you, baby. No matter.
I do not.
Hey, you gotta come home tonight, fool.
That's okay.
Happy life.
You
Happy
got
wife,
joy,
happy
baby.
life.
Yes.
You know
Word
what I'm
up.
saying? So like,
True that. True that.
Make me happy, so might as well make her happy.
Give it back.
My
Boomerang.
love, super love.
I love that.
So I guess we ain't going to the strip club tonight. Then I'll be done.
I mean, we already got
We are live.
we already got our
canceled.
tickets for around the block. You mean you're gonna cancel your ticket you bought earlier? On that note,
Yes. Hey,
Yo, man. We
I want to
act-
thank you guys, man.
Yo, thank you for coming out, man. We asked
Thank
that
you.
question
Thank you very
because
much, man.
everybody that comes on this show, we look at as superheroes, man. So
Yeah,
y'all
yeah.
keep
Good
fucking
looking
saving
out.
the
Thanks for
world.
blessing us with your
That's what I'm
superpower.
Y'all keep
Love you.
saving the world, man.
Thank you so
That sounds
much.
good.
thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Hey,
having us
big
once
dog behind
again.
behind the camera. Much love, brother.
Yeah, Itchy. That's Itchy Button.
That's his superpower.
Oh, girl blending in with the wall over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, I
the
thought
one.
she was one of those blue strips. That's not, oh, my bad.
Cold blood. I'm kidding.
There we go, man.
That's Katie. That's our newest team member. Give a shout out to
Katie.
Katie.
Hey, can I ask Katie one question?
Absolutely.
Okay, you gonna cop this album?
Yes.
Good answer.
We're going to do that.
Appreciate that.
That's what's up, man. Trip Digital Radio Sound Art Expression. We'll be back, man. I'll be forgetting to dab up, man. I spent 10 years in New York, man.
What's up? Thank you for watching Trip Digital Sound Art Expression. Make sure that you like and subscribe this video. We're waiting for you.